roasting the seed of material existence. If you roast a seed, what happens? The seed won't fructify, a plant won't grow out of it. So Bharjanam Bhavabijana means the seed of material existence will get roasted, which means there will be no further birth and death. Arjanam Sukha Sampadam, that means you will get Sukha, which is happiness, and Sampadam, which means prosperity. And Tarjanam Yamadutanam, that means Yamaraj will stay away from you and Yamadutas will stay away from you. How? When you do Rama Rameti Garjanam. Rama Rameti Garjanam means Rama means the name of Ram, and Rameti means the stories of Lord Ram. And how you should chant it? It says Garjanam. What is the meaning of Garjanam?
Loudly.
Loudly, roar like a lion. That's when this happens. These three things happen. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be telling you all many stories from the Ramayana. What I'll do is I'll try to balance it between adults and kids, the needs of adults and needs of kids. So I'll tell you all stories which are very apt for small children, and also I'll tell you all some philosophical concepts that are very apt for adults, okay? So that everyone's needs in this room is taken care of. We have quite a variegated audience. Haribol, kids, I am telling you all stories. I'm changing the entire script of what I'm going to speak only for you all. Veera, you need to hear, okay? If you want to draw, you can draw, but you should also simultaneously hear, okay? Okay. So, in the Ramayana, the most fascinating personality is Hanumanji. So, I'm going to be primarily speaking about two personalities in the Ramayana today. One is Hanumanji, and second is Sugriva. And we're going to speak stories and philosophy revolving around these two characters of the Ramayana. Hanuman, when he was a small child, he had a lot of powers. And when he was a very tiny baby, he was a very hungry baby. Some children are very hungry. You come across some children like that. They can eat like anything. No matter how much you feed them, they will still feel hungry. And the parents are like always stressed out. How do you feed these kids? Hanuman was one of them. He was so hungry. All the time he was hungry. One time his mother had left him for some time and gone away. And he was very hungry. And just to pacify him, Narada Muni happened to tell some philosophy and some things he was telling him. Hanuman's hunger is not going. And finally, Hanuman, he saw the sun, which was looking like a red fruit. Hanuman jumped towards the sun to eat up the sun. And as Hanuman was flying towards the sun, all other planets, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, they got really scared seeing this another comet coming towards them. And all the planets moved aside. It is explained, all the planetary positions that time changed. All the grahas, all the planets completely changed their positions just to let Hanuman pass by. And Hanuman reached the sun and he swallowed the sun. Now, apparently you might say, how is it possible logically for somebody to swallow the sun? When you are hearing the scriptures, don't think about logic. Understand the essence of the scriptures. When the scriptures are telling you that Hanuman ate the sun, he was very hungry, what does it mean? There are different types of hunger. There is physical hunger, which is hunger of the belly, hunger of the body. And then there is intellectual hunger, which is hunger of knowledge. So Surya represents knowledge, right? Krishna Surya Saman, it says, right? Maya hoya andhakar. So sun represents knowledge. So Hanuman was not hungry for just food. He was hungry for acquiring knowledge. So when Hanuman swallowed the sun, it essentially is talking allegorically about Hanuman, taking in a lot of knowledge. At the same time, when Hanuman was going to swallow the sun, there was supposed to be a solar eclipse. Rahu was coming from the other side to eat up the sun. So Hanuman reached before Rahu and he ate up the sun. Now Rahu came and he was wondering what should I do? What will I eat up? And Hanuman ate him up also. One side sun was there, one side Rahu was there. Inside Hanumanji's mouth. And the entire universe went into darkness. utter darkness, nothing. Imagine sun doesn't rise at all. How strange it will be, isn't it? So Hanuman, while he was, enjoying keeping the sun in his mouth and the Rahun in his mouth, at that time all the gods went to Indra. They complained to him, saying that, what is this? The whole universe is going to darkness because of this little child. And Indra comes down on his Airavat and challenges Hanuman. And Hanuman is least bothered about Indra. And Indra finally realizes that this kid is too powerful for me to pacify and make him understand. He threw the Vajra. The Vajra hit the jaw of Hanuman. The jawbone of Hanuman cracked. And because the jawbone of Hanuman cracked, from that point onwards, Hanuman got the name Hanuman. Hanu, jaw in Sanskrit is Hanu. That's what the meaning of the word jaw is. And Hanuman means the one whose jawbone is broken. And that jawbone being broken of Hanuman became the speciality of Hanuman, the special feature of Hanuman. Now you might wonder if Hanuman's name was not Hanuman before, what was Hanuman's name? Anyone knows? Monkey man came from the word Hanuman. What was the name of Hanuman before? What was the name that his mother gave him? His mother gave him the name Sundar. Hanuman's name was Sundar. And that is why the Sundarkand of the Ramayana is called Sundarkand. That is one of the reasons. So from birth, Hanuman's name was Sundar, and after this particular incident, Hanuman got the name Hanuman. So when Hanuman's jaw was broken and he fell unconscious, at that time, Vayu, the father of Hanuman, got really disturbed that his son is so badly injured. And he said, what kind of gods are you all? You are attacking a small child. Can't you all talk to a small child and pacify him? Why do you have to attack him like this? And Vayu withdrew all the air from the universe. The entire universe became bereft of air. And nobody could breathe. So when the Vajra hit Hanuman's jaw, Hanuman's mouth opened and the sun came out. So the Surya was restored, light was restored to the world. But now air was gone. So now one calamity got over and another calamity started. Now people are not able to breathe only. And now everyone went back to Indra saying that, what is this? Please go and pacify Vayu. And Indra went to Lord Brahma. Brahma said, you all have done a really bad thing by damaging Hanumanji like that. Now the only way out is if you can revive Hanuman and seek forgiveness from Vayu. So all the gods went to Hanuman and began to offer him so many blessings to Hanuman. Every god offered a special boon to Hanumanji. Brahma offered him unlimited knowledge. Yamaraj, he said, no one can kill you. And then Surya, he promised Hanuman that he'll teach him all the Vedas. And Agni gave him immunity to fire. Vishwakarma gave him intelligence and creativity. Dhanvantri gave him the healing touch. So every one of them gave Hanuman a special benediction. And that's how Hanuman became the most powerful personality in the universe. There was absolutely no one who could conquer Hanuman. And now that Hanuman became so powerful and nobody could conquer him, the problem now is that he had so much power and he didn't know what to do with that power. Imagine a small child having so much superpowers, right? So Hanuman became a very restless child. He had so much power, he didn't know what to do with that power and he became really restless. Many children who are very powerful, if they don't expend their energy by running around, playing, doing something physically, it comes out from their mouth. They speak too much. I don't know how many of you have observed, your children speaking too much. That's because of that. Energy is there, but they don't know how to use that energy. It comes out of our words, essentially. So Hanuman became so restless and he wanted to do something with his energy. And he didn't know what to do with his energy. So the only people that he could use the energy on was the sages. So So Hanuman had a natural inclination towards the sadhus. He felt attracted towards them, but he didn't know what to do with them. Right? He felt attracted to them because they were such great personalities. They were so soft and so intelligent and so radiant. Hanuman felt drawn towards them, but he didn't know what to do with them. So he ended up harassing them. One sadhu would be sitting and meditating, Hanuman would sit on his lap and pull his beard. Another sadhu would be sitting inside the river and doing his Gayatri. Hanuman would jump on his shoulders and pull his hair. And then sometimes he would go inside the water and pull their legs from below. And then when the sadhus are having a bath, he would take their clothes and put it on top of the tree. And Hanuman harassed the sadhus in so many ways. Every time the sadhu saw Hanuman, he would get scared. Because now he would do something unique to harass them. So Hanuman found newer and newer ways to associate with the sadhus. See, sadhu sangha is very important. You should know how to use sadhu sangha. A lot of people who don't know how to use sadhu sangha come to sadhu sangha and do gossip. The purpose of sadhu sangha is not to do gossip. You have to make constructive use of sadhu sangha. So Hanuman didn't know how to use sadhu sangha, so he ended up doing all of this with the sadhus. One day, there was one particular sadhu whose name was Trinabandhu. So this Trinabandhu, he was staying in a small ashram, and early in the morning, this Trinabandhu got up to go and answer nature's call, and then after that have a bath and start his day. So he opened his house to go out to answer nature's call. Outside his house, as soon as he opened the door, outside his house there was a tiger standing, and somebody had tied up the tiger to the pole of his house. Now imagine, you open your house door and there's a tiger outside the house. The sadhu got so scared. He didn't know how to deal with this. He ran inside the house. And by this time, nature usually begins by calling, and then it starts becoming more louder and louder. He was getting desperate. He had to go out to answer nature's call. He tried to go out from behind. When he opened the back door, he saw a wild elephant tied outside the back door of his house. And he was going completely mad. So nature was calling, and then nature started howling. He was desperately needing to go to the toilet, but he could neither go from this side nor go from that side. And then finally, he saw from the window, there was one monkey rolling on the ground laughing, looking at his state. That day, this Trinabandhu put a curse on Hanuman. He cursed Hanuman that he would forget all his knowledge and all his strength. Till someone reminded him of it. Why did Trinabandhu curse Hanuman? Not because he didn't like him, not because he hated him, not because he was very disturbed by him. He thought, if Hanuman continues to do like this, someday he'll come across a really angry sadhu, and that angry sadhu will really curse him in a very bad way. He said, better I only curse him so that he will not misuse his power. And that's how Trinabandhu cursed him. And Hanuman completely forgot his powers, and he became an ordinary Vanara like all others. All of us, we can learn from this story. It is important to learn how to use our energies in the right direction. Channelize our energies in the right direction. If we channelize our energies in the wrong direction, we end up in big trouble. In the Ramayana, just like Hanuman was going through his metamorphosis, and eventually Hanuman meets Jambavan, who reminds him of his power, and Hanuman becomes the hero in the Ramayana. Similarly, in the Ramayana, we find another personality called Sugriva. He was also going through his own journey. The word Sugriva, Griva means neck, and Sugriva means one whose neck is bent in humility. So Su means good. Sugriva means good neck. Does it mean anything? If you ask somebody, what is your name? Good neck. Does it mean something? It sounds very stupid, isn't it? But it talks about someone who is humble. That's what Sugriva is about. So when Ram came to Kishkinda, Hanuman met Lord Ram for the first time. When Hanuman met Lord Ram for the first time, the meeting between Hanuman and Ram was a very interesting meeting. So when Hanuman came in front of Lord Ram, he came disguised as a sadhu. He came disguised as a bhikshuk sannyasi. So when Hanuman came disguised as a bhikshuk sannyasi, it was the middle of the forest, and Lord Ram saw Hanuman, The moment he saw Hanuman, he was very surprised because sadhus who are beggars, who are begging for food and all, they don't live in the forest or they don't beg in the forest. Who do you beg from in the forest, isn't it? For you to beg, you need houses, isn't it? Or you need people roaming around. So Hanuman was disguised as a Bhikshuk sannyasi, but he was in the forest. Ram asked him, what is the sannyasi doing in the forest? So Hanuman, he didn't answer anything. And then Ram asked him, if you are a sannyasi and you are a beggar, what is the diamond necklace doing around your neck? Hanuman was shocked. He said, can you see it? Ram said, of course I can see it. Hanuman asked Lakshman, can you see it? Lakshman said, I can't see it. So Hanuman immediately fell at the feet of Lord Ram and surrendered his life to Ram. Because when all the gods were cursing, we were giving Hanuman different blessings, Lord Brahma gave Hanuman a special necklace, a diamond necklace. And he told Hanuman that this necklace is a very special one. No one will be able to see this necklace. The one that can see this necklace, that person is your master. You should surrender your life to him. So Hanuman, all his life he wore the necklace. Even his parents never saw it. His friends never saw it. Imagine wearing a diamond necklace with nobody can see. Who would want to wear this necklace? Hanuman wore the necklace all his life, but nobody ever saw the necklace. And the one that saw the necklace was Lord Ram. Hanuman immediately knew, this person is my master. All of us have some special quality inside us. But we are ourselves not aware of that special quality. Someday, somebody will come into our life who will point out to us, this is your special quality. And that person is your guru. That person is your teacher. That person is someone who is able to see something that others can't see in you. So just like Hanuman has a diamond necklace which is hidden from the world, we also have some good quality that is hidden from the world. And nobody can see that quality except one person. And whoever that one person is, you must know is a very important person in your life. So when Lord Ram met Hanumanji, Hanuman introduced Lord Ram to Sugriv. He told Ram that there is a king of Vanaras named Sugriv who is kicked out from his own palace. His brother Vali has kicked him out. And Vali is so much after Sugriv to kill him, to destroy him. Please, you should help him. Sugriv has lost his house, he has lost his wife, he has lost his position as a king, and he is completely alone in the forest. So, Ram tells Hanuman, Sugriv's situation is exactly like my situation. Ram also lost his palace, Ram also lost his family, Ram also lost his kingdom, isn't it? He lost his wife also. So, Sugriv and Ram's situation are exactly the same. So, when Hanuman tells Ram that please help him, he is very, very sick. He needs your help. So, Ram tells, ideally, if someone needs help, what you should do? You go to a doctor, isn't it? Right? So, Ram tells, if Sugriv needs help, he should come to me. Hanuman says, no, Sugriv can't come to you. You have to go to him. So, Ram says, how is it that I have to go to him? If he is sick, and he needs help, I am the doctor, he should come to me. Hanuman tells Lord Ram, my dear Lord, what you are saying is right. If Sugriv is sick, he should come to you. But if a patient is very sick, doctor goes to him. So this patient is very, very sick, he is not in a position to come to you, you only have to go to him. And Hanuman, he told Lord Ram, I will carry you to Sugriv. So Sugriv had many disqualifications. But one of the most important qualifications Sugriv had was he had Hanuman with him. The one good thing in Sugriv's life was the presence of Hanuman. We all need one Hanuman in our life who can recommend us to God, who will be there with us when we are sick, will be there with us when we are down, and will be there with us no matter the world is not there with us. Right? So Sugriv was abandoned by his family, he was abandoned by his kingdom, he was abandoned by his people, and Hanuman stood with him. So all of us, need that one Hanuman in our life. So Lord Ram took Sugriv seriously simply because Hanuman recommended him. So Hanuman carried Ram and Lakshman and went all the way to Sugriv. And Sugriv came out from the cave. When Sugriv came out from the cave, he went to Lord Ram. He came disguised as a human being. Why? There's a very interesting mindset that the Vanaras have in Kishkinda. In fact, Valmiki uses the word Vanara to help us understand this mindset. What is the meaning of the word Vanara? Nara means human. And Vanara is a question. Are you human? So every time you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to ask yourself this question. Am I human? A lot of people nowadays are wearing t-shirts, being human. Just by wearing a t-shirt doesn't make you human, isn't it? You have to actually have the qualities of being human, isn't it? So Sugriv here, he thought being human means looking like human. So whenever he came to meet any important people, he would change his form and he would look like a human being. And he came to meet Lord Ram. But when Hanumanji came to meet Lord Ram, he also came disguised as a human being, as a bishop sannyasi. But the moment Hanuman saw Ram and he understood who Ram is, his disguise disappeared. His disguise vanished and he became again a Vanar back again. So when great personalities like Hanuman come in front of God, they can't hide themselves. They can't be something else. They have to be who they are. So when Sugriv comes in front of Ram, he takes out his hand like this and extends his hand and he reaches out to Ram's hand for a shake hand. You go in front of God, will you shake hands with God? Hi, how are you? And that's not how you go to your guru or God, right? You follow the feet of the Lord. You follow the feet of the spiritual master. You don't greet the spiritual master by shaking hand. You don't greet God by shaking hand. So Sugriv, he didn't know this. He had only one way of dealing, standard way of dealing, which is the British way of dealing, shake hands. So Sugriv extended his hand and Lord Ram caught the hand of Sugriv, shook it, but he pulled Sugriv and hugged him. The moment Ram pulled him and hugged him, Sugriv's heart melted then and there. Why? Because here was a brother, Vali, who was going to kill him. And here is a stranger who is treating him like a brother. And that's when Sugriv understood what is the difference between Ram and Vali. So there are many people that come into our lives. Some people, they look at us from an external point of view, right? And with those people, we try to also behave in an externally nice way. We are taught table manners. We are taught how to dress, how to speak, how to socialize, etc. Right? And we do all of that nicely with the world. But there are some people with whom you don't act. With some people you be yourself, isn't it? So Sugriv, with Ram, he felt, I can be myself. And from that moment onwards, Sugriv began to tell Ram all his weaknesses. When you go to a doctor and the doctor asks you, how are you? What do you say? Do you say, I'm fine? If you say, I'm fine, then why are you going to the doctor? Isn't it? Doctor will ask you, why did you come to me? When you are fine, you don't go to a doctor, isn't it? So the moment Ram came in front of Sugriv, Sugriv began to tell him all his problems. He said, my brother, Vali, he hates me so much. And then he told a story of how Vali and Sugriv became enemies. The story is that many years back, there was a demon named Mayavi. So Vali had killed his brother named Dundubi. And after killing Dundubi, Vali had become very, very powerful. And Dundubi's brother Mayavi wanted to take revenge of his brother's death. So Mayavi came and challenged Vali for a fight. Vali came out to fight with Mayavi. And the moment Vali came out, Mayavi started running. And Vali began to chase him. And Sugriv began to run behind Vali. And both of them chased Mayavi till a point where Mayavi went into a cave and disappeared. So when Vali saw Mayavi go into the cave, Vali told Sugriv, you stand outside, I will go inside and come back. Till then you stand outside the cave and guard the cave. Vali went inside alone. Why did Vali not take Sugriv with him? Because Vali thought, if Sugriv comes with me inside the cave and I kill Mayavi inside the cave, Sugriv will go and tell all the people in the kingdom, we killed Mayavi. But if Vali, Sugriv is standing outside and Vali goes inside alone, what will Sugriv tell all the people in the kingdom? Vali killed Mayavi. That's the difference. That is why Vali told him stand outside. A person who is very proud, he doesn't want to share credit with others. He wants to take all the credit himself. And Vali wanted to take all the credit of killing Mayavi himself, therefore he made Sugriv stand outside. And Sugriv stood outside there for 1 year. And after 1 long year, there was absolutely nothing that came out of the cave. No sound, nothing. After 1 year, Sugriv heard a loud sound. Vali had told Sugriv very clearly, if I die, from this cave, you will see red colored blood coming out. If the demon dies, you will see a white colored blood coming out. That's how you will know who has died. So Vali went inside and the fight happened for 1 whole year. At the end of the year was a loud scream of Vali's voice. And then blood began to come out, which was white in color. And he thought originally that Mayavi is dead. Suddenly the color of the blood changed to red. It was white first, and then suddenly changed to red. Now Sugriva was not sure who died. The Mayavi, while dying also, he played a magic trick, while dying. And Sugriv got scared, thinking that Vali is dead. And he thought, if Mayavi comes out, Vali couldn't stand against him. What is my position? And what to speak of people of Kishkinda? So just to make sure that Mayavi never comes out of the cave, Sugriv covered the cave with a huge mountain, massive boulder. And Sugriv went back to his kingdom. In the meanwhile, Vali was not dead. He was very much alive. He killed Mayavi. And when he tried to come out, he saw this big boulder over there. And he realized Sugriv has cheated me. He felt Sugriv has trapped me so that I die inside the cave and he can become the king. Sugriv went back to the kingdom and told the whole story. And all the people of Kishkinda, the ministers, they made Sugriv the king. He sat on the throne and became the king of Kishkinda. He ruled for a few days. And meanwhile, Vali somehow managed to break open that whole cave and he came out alive. And he came and met Sugriv straight away. And when Sugriv saw Vali alive, he was scared. And Vali, he said, how dare you try to kill me? And you're sitting on my throne. And Sugriv said, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. I thought you were dead. And he tried to explain to him the situation. Vali was just not able to listen. He began to beat Sugriv like anything. See, every story has two sides. One is your side and one is the other person's side. Isn't it? Vali has his side of the story to tell. But Sugriv also has his side to tell. Now, which side of the story is correct? Neither. Both of them have their version, and according to them, their version is correct. And that is why it is important to spend time hearing the other person's story also. So, Vali did not have the patience to hear Sugriv's story. He only concluded that my story is the correct story. Every one of us are like Vali to a great extent, isn't it? We don't want to hear the other person's story. We only want to hear our story and conclude the other person is wrong based on my story and beat him up. Isn't it? So Sugriv here, after that, he ran away from Vali to save himself. And Sugriv ran all over the world. He ran in every country in the world. He came to America also, by the way. He ran through every single country in the world. And when Sugriv was running, and Vali was chasing him, Sugriv was fast. Vali was powerful, but Sugriv was fast. Every one of us have at least one good quality in us, one strength in us, right? So Vali's strength was power, Sugriv's strength was speed. Lakshman asked Ram much later, why did he choose Sugriv? He should have chosen Vali. Vali was already the king. He already had the whole army. And he had already defeated Ravan. So easily, Vali could have been the one who could have helped you find Sita. Why did you choose Sugriv to find Sita? Ram said, the reason I chose Sugriv was because Sugriv was fast. He could run faster than pride to catch him. Vali represents pride. And all of us, we are Sugriv. If you want to practice spiritual life nicely, run so fast that pride cannot catch you. If you are slow, then pride will catch you. Right? So Sugriv's qualification was that he was humble. He was ready to admit his weakness. See, it takes a lot of guts to say, I need help. It takes a lot of guts to say, I am in problem. It takes a lot of guts to say, I am weak. When the moment Sugriva came in front of Ram, he said, I am weak, I need help. That's it. That's the qualification of Sugriva. So Ram doesn't need your power, he already has his power. What he needs is a person whom he can trust, whom he can have faith in. Sugriva proved to Ram just by admitting his weakness, that he actually is the right person. So Ram always chooses between the one who is powerful and proud and a one who is weak and humble. He always chooses the one who is weak and humble. And therefore, when we go in front of God, never show your ego and pride. That repels God. That repels God from you. And when you go in front of God as a spiritual master, we must show our humility and weakness. And that's what attracts the spiritual master. That's what attracts God towards us. So when Lord Ram, wanted to know Sugriva's story, Sugriva tells about how badly Vali was chasing him all over the world. Every single corner of the world, Sugriva ran. And the most amazing thing was, after Sugriva, so when Sugriva was assigning the Vanara army to go to the 4 directions, if you read the Ramayana, he tells in every direction what you can expect. Which city will come, in that city what flora and fauna is there, in that city what dangers are there, which mountains are there, which rivers are there, which forests are there, which oceans are there. Every single thing, every part of the universe he tells in detail. And the most amazing thing was there's a person who did a research on flora and fauna of the Ramayana, what is described in the Ramayana, right? And when he did this research and compared to what is modern day places, whichever direction Sugriva tells, go to the east and you'll find this, you'll find this, you'll find this, you'll find this, all of that is still there. He talks about the exact type of trees, those trees are still there. He talks about the exact type of animals that are there in those places, those animals are still there. He talks about the exact type of bird species that you'll find, those species are still there. And that's how powerful Ramayana is. And Ram, when he heard Sugriva telling about all the descriptions of all these different places to all the Vanaras, Ram asked him, how do you remember so much details? It almost felt like Google Map was invented that time. Sugriva had the whole map inside his brain. And Ram asked him, how do you remember so much details? And Sugriva tells Ram, when I was running from Vali, I ran to all these places. So imagine, he is running, and yet everything he is remembering. When we are running, how much do you remember? Right? Going in a fast car, how much do you remember? Sugriva was so intelligent to remember every single place that he went across. And eventually, after traveling all over the world, running from Vali, finally Sugriva realized there is only one place Vali cannot enter, and that is Rishimukha Mountains. And where is Rishimukha Mountain? In Kishkinda only, in his hometown. He ran all over the world, and where was his safe place? Behind his backyard, literally. This is exactly our situation. We are trying to find solutions to our problems all over the world. So the solution to our problems is behind, right in the backyard only. So we don't have to actually go very far to find solutions to our problems in life. Whenever God creates a problem, He also creates a solution. Whenever a lock is created, there is always a key created along with it. So whenever you come across problems in life, don't go to find solution in some very big complicated places. The solution is right behind you. And most of the time we don't see the solution. Why? Because our eyes are closed. Right? It's called Pasyanapina Pashyati, the Bhagavatam. Pasyanapina Pashyati means you see something and yet you don't see something. Right? So many times we see and yet we don't see. Like Hanumanji, when he was in Lanka, he was searching for Madasita. He searched all over Lanka for Madasita. Every single place he searched for Madasita. And yet he couldn't find Madasita. He couldn't find where Madasita was. At the end of his entire search, he was so disturbed, so bewildered, that he sat down in one place, became despondent. He actually considering suicide. He actually considering ending his life. At that point, Hanuman realized that I had searched by my efforts, but I didn't offer a prayer. And I didn't take shelter of the Lord to search for Sita. He sat in one place and recited a very beautiful prayer. And the moment he took shelter of Lord Ram, he took shelter of Lakshman, he took shelter of Mother Sita. The moment he took shelter of these personalities and offered this prayer, the moment he opened his eyes, he saw Ashok Vatika right in front of him. The solution to all your problems are there right in front of you. But you're not able to see it because there is some kind of a wheel that covers your eyes. You're not able to see the solution. And whenever you come across such situations in life where you are facing a very critical problem and you don't find a solution, just close your eyes and offer a small prayer. Right in front of you, the solution is there. And that is what happened with Hanumanji. That's exactly what happened with Sugriv. He ran all over the world to search for a solution to his problem. The solution was right in front of his own eyes. And then Sugriv settled down in the Rishimukha mountains and Vali couldn't enter there. But yet, Vali was not happy just letting him go. Vali found a unique way of troubling Sugriv after Sugriv settled down in the Rishimukha mountain. Vali found that the condition that Matanga Rishi had given was he can't step on the Rishimukha mountain. So Vali, what he started doing was he started flying over Rishimukha mountain and kicking him on his head and going away. He was not landing on the mountain technically, but at the same time he was troubling Sugriv. So Vali would do his Gayatri 3 times a day in the 4 oceans. North, south, east, west. Little he will do from all the 4 oceans. Very distracted type of Gayatri he was doing. So Vali jumped from one ocean to another. And while he was going from one ocean to another, on the way he would kick Sugriv and go to the next ocean. Imagine what kind of prayer he is offering, While on the transit he is kicking Sugriv. So 4 times he would jump from one ocean to another. So 4 times he would kick Sugriv in every Gayatri. And 3 times he would Gayatri. So 12 times he was kicking Sugriv every day. And Sugriv had no option but to handle the kick of Vali. And Sugriv knew what time the kick will come. That is the worst part. Imagine if somebody is troubling you like this. You know that the fellow is going to trouble you and you have no solution. That is when Hanumanji had taken shelter of Surya Dev. That was a period. And Hanuman learned from Surya about, Hanuman went to Surya Dev and learned everything about the Vedas and full education completed under Surya Dev's schooling. And after the entire education of Hanuman was completed, Hanuman asked Surya, what can I do for you? And Surya told Hanuman, you don't have to do anything for me. Go and help my son Sugriv. He's in big trouble over there. And Hanuman, that is why, as a Guru Dakshina to his Guru, he went and became Sugriv's assistant, Sugriv's servant. Technically, Hanuman and Sugriv are very different. Hanuman is one of the most powerful personalities in the world. Yet he is Sugriv's servant. Now imagine, Sugriv is not such a qualified person. He is not such a powerful person. He is not such a established person. He is not even a king. Why is Hanuman, who is so qualified, serving under Sugriv? Simply because his Guru told him. That's all. You might be more qualified than somebody else. If your Guru tells you work under this person, that's it. You close the eyes and work. That's what Guru Dakshina is. That's what the whole idea of gratitude to the spiritual master is. Hanuman never asked Surya, Arey, why did you put me under this fellow? He is such a stupid fellow. I am much more qualified than him. I am much more powerful than him. You put me under somebody more powerful. Hanuman didn't say any of that thing. He quietly went and served Surya as a minister and as a servant. And when so when Vali kicked him the next time Vali came to kick Sugriv on his head, Hanuman caught his leg. So Vali was kicking, so he was following his normal routine, He was going to kick and then go ahead. This time, just before the kick landed on Sugriv's head, Hanuman caught his leg. And Vali was shocked that his leg was caught by somebody. Hanuman's hand was so powerful that Vali couldn't move from that place. And Vali was suspended in the air, And Sugriv, he was waiting for the kick, but the kick never came, And he was like, sometimes when you get troubled a lot, you get so used to the trouble, that you start expecting the trouble, You almost start expecting problems in life. And suddenly the problems start coming. You start missing the problems. Sugriv was like, where did the kick go, And then that's when he saw Hanuman had caught Sugriv's leg, Vali's leg. And Vali, he started saying, please let me go. And Hanuman started pulling Vali towards the mountain. And Vali knew what that means. If Vali's leg touches the mountain, he will die instantly. His head will split into millions of pieces. And Hanuman knew what he was doing. So he was dragging Vali's leg towards the mountain. And Vali was desperate. He said, just let me go, just let me go. Hanuman said, I will let you go on only one condition. That you will never come back here. Vali said, yes, yes, I will never come back here. And then Hanuman let him go. And that's when Vali went away from there. Sugriv was so relieved from the trouble that Vali was giving because of the presence of Hanuman. The moment a devotee walks into your life, your life changes. The direction of your life changes, and all the way you deal with issues, the way you deal with problems, the way you deal with negative energy, the way Bali-like personalities affect your life, everything changes a lot. And Hanumanji is such a powerhouse and such a giver of hope in the Ramayana. You find that when Hanumanji's presence in the Ramayana comes at that juncture, the first words Hanumanji tells Sugriv in the Ramayana. In fact, these are the first words Hanuman ever speaks in the Ramayana. The first words Hanuman speaks are, don't worry, there is no problem, there is no worry on these mountains. So the first words Hanuman speaks is giving hope to Sugriv. And this is the role of Hanumanji in all our lives. Throughout Hanumanji's journey, every single moment of his life, he's been giving hope to others. Even today, most of us, when we are in trouble, automatically we take shelter of Hanuman Chalisa or Hanumanji's words, isn't it? Because that's his role. That's the way he is as a person, and that's the role that he likes to play in all our lives. And just like Sugriv, we are also weak, we are also troubled, and we are also in problem. And similarly, Hanumanji is available for all of us also in our own lives, right? And this is the way in which we can understand the presence of Hanumanji and the role of Hanumanji in our lives. Sugriv, when he took shelter of Lord Ram and he explained all his problems to Lord Ram, he offered Lord Ram a seat to sit on. There was a particular tree called a sala tree. So Sugriv picked up the branch of the sala tree, put it on the floor, and asked Lord Ram, please come and sit on this sala tree. So Ram came and sat on the sala tree. And Sugriv sat on the same branch of the sala tree, at the same level as Lord Ram. Hanumanji was thinking, what a stupid fellow he is. Because you don't sit at the same level as God, isn't it? You don't sit at the same level as the spiritual master, you sit below. So Hanumanji is thinking, why is this guy sitting on the same level as Ram? And more than that, why he has not offered a seat to Lakshmana, who is so much more superior than him, right? Lakshmana represents the Guru. Hanuman is thinking, what a stupid person he is. He should have fallen on the feet of Ram, he went and shook his hand. He should have offered a seat to Ram and sat on the ground, he sat at the same level as Ram. And didn't even offer a seat to Lakshmana. Hanuman was very upset with Sugriv. But he also knew that there are certain, you can't expect too much from everybody, isn't it? There is only one level at which people's intelligence works. But Hanuman didn't get angry at Sugriv and he didn't shout at Sugriv. Because he knew that is not his Maryada, right? Hanuman was a servant of Sugriv. He couldn't correct his master. So he just kept quiet. But Hanuman did something very interesting. As soon as Sugriv sat on the same branch as Ram, Hanuman ran and got a branch of a better tree, a sandalwood tree. And he offered that to Lakshman to sit on. And Lakshman sat on the sandalwood tree and Hanuman himself sat on the ground. And simply by sitting on the ground, he showed Sugriv what is the right etiquette. And the moment Ram saw Hanuman sitting on the ground, he was really impressed. He said, this person really understands etiquettes very well. And Ram was very upset with Sugriv that he sat on the same level. That didn't matter to Ram. What mattered was why he didn't respect Lakshman. That really disturbed Ram. And Ram decided that at some point he will teach Sugriv a good lesson. So Ram tells Sugriv, don't worry, I will help you. And he tells Sugriv, go and call Vali for a fight. Sugriv says, I can call him for a fight, but who will kill him? Ram says, don't worry, you fight, I will kill him. And this is exactly what Krishna tells Arjun. Nimitta mata bhavasavesachi in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells Arjun, you go and fight with the Kauravas, I will kill all of them. So our role is to go and fight. Krishna's role, he will take care of the problem. He will, see, we really don't have solution to problems in life. Our role is only to show that I'm fighting. You know, just like in the Journey Home book, if you have read, Radhana Swami Maharaj talks about the story of Ramesh Baba. So Maharaj spent time in Barsana with this great saint named Ramesh Baba. And those days Barsana was a forest, a dense forest. And Ramesh Baba and Radhanath Maharaj, they were sleeping on the ground, one day. And this was when Maharaj was 19 years of age. And Ramesh Baba, he slept with Maharaj on the forest ground, and next to him he kept a stick. So Maharaj asked Ramesh Baba, what is this stick for? Ramesh Baba said, if tigers come, you can use this stick. Maharaj asked him, if a tiger comes, will this stick really be of any use? Ramesh Baba said, even if you have a gun, if a tiger comes, there is no use. The stick is to just show God that I am doing my part. It's not that I could actually do anything with it. But at least I want to show God that I am trying. So that's the whole idea. Ram is telling Sugriv, go and try. Fight against Vali. Sugriv has no confidence that he will win against Vali. Ram is telling, just go and fight, I will kill you. And that's exactly the whole mood in which Krishna speaks the Gita. That's the exact mood in which Ram speaks in the Ramayana. And that's the exact mood in which all of us have to live our lives. We fight. And we understand that we have no capacity to win any war. We have no capacity to, win against any enemy. The only thing that we have is that we have the ability to try. Understanding that Krishna is behind us and he will do the needful. And Sugriv, he went and tried. He went and challenged Vali for a fight. So Vali heard Sugriv call him for a fight. Vali was bewildered. This guy, he ran all over the world, to save himself from me. How come he's coming to my own kingdom and challenging me for a fight? Tara told Vali, this sound, this confidence that Sugriv has in his voice is not his confidence. He's borrowing it from somebody else. The voice doesn't sound like Sugriv. It's definitely somebody else. Tara told Vali, don't go. Vali anyway went. Vali beat up Sugriv so badly. And Sugriv was hoping, now arrow will come, now arrow will come, now arrow will come. And arrow didn't come only. And Sugriv was so disturbed. At some point he realized Vali was going to kill him only. He ran away from there. And I told you, Sugriv is very fast compared to Vali. That's the one good thing here. Much faster than Vali. And once Sugriv begins to run, Vali understands that I can't catch this guy. So finally Sugriv enters the Rishimukha mountains. And Vali tells him, you come back, I will beat you up. And Sugriv enters the Rishimukha mountains, all beaten black and blue. And he goes to Lord Ram and he asks him, please tell me, why did you do this? I had so much faith in you. I had so much faith in you that you would help me and protect me. Why did you let me down like this? Ram tells him something very interesting. Ram tells him, when I saw both of you are fighting, I couldn't make out the difference between both of you. You all both look very similar. I didn't want to kill the wrong person. Actually, Vali and Sugriv looked very different. More than that, Vali had that necklace on his neck, which was giving him the ability to absorb half the power of his enemies. There was no way Vali and Sugriv look similar. Then why is Ram saying you all both look similar? Ram was not talking about similar in physical looks. He was talking about similarity in mindset. Both Vali and Sugriv, both were disrespectful people. That is similar. That's why they look similar. Just like Vali is very disrespectful towards everybody, Sugriv also is disrespectful towards Lakshman. And because he acted disrespectful, Ram tells Sugriv that you look very similar to Vali. So then Sugriv said, now what do we do? So then Ram told Lakshman, make a garland for him. Put a garland around his neck. So Lakshman made a beautiful garland of forest flowers and leaves. And then Sugriv came in front of him and he bent his head down to receive the garland. And Ram considered that to be asking forgiveness. Ram understood, you can't expect more than this from a monkey. This is the maximum a monkey can do in terms of asking forgiveness. So he said, at least this fellow bent his neck in front of Sugriv, in front of Lakshman. And that's why he is called Sugriv, the one whose neck is beautiful. So when your neck bends in front of the spiritual master, when your neck bends in front of God, that neck is beautiful. And that neck is called Sugriva. And when Sugriv bent his neck in front of Lakshman, Lakshman put the garland around him. And then Ram tells him, now you look different. What is the point that Rama is talking about? The only difference in Vali and Sugriva is that Vali never bends his neck, but Sugriva bends his neck. And Sugriva and Vali are arrogant, Sugriva and Vali are stupid, they are disrespectful. The difference between Sugriva and Vali is that Sugriva at least admits his mistake. Sugriva at least bends his neck, but Vali never does it. So therefore, Ram tells Sugriva, now you look different. And then Ram sends Sugriva back to fight again. The moment Ram, tells Sugriva to fight, the fight begins. In the first 5 minutes of the fight only, Vali tears off the garland. The garland is supposed to differentiate the two of them, right? In the first 5 minutes only, the garland is torn off. Sugriva is wondering now how he will recognize me. Ram's problem was never recognition, right? He is sitting in Paramatma in both their hearts, so he knows them very well. Then, at the right moment, Ram shot an arrow, and the arrow entered into Vali's chest. And Vali dropped Sugriva when he was falling on the ground. And when Vali was falling on the ground, he was holding that arrow. So the arrow was going into his chest. Ram's arrow is such that it goes inside a person, comes out from the other side, goes into the ground, goes to the nearest ocean, washes itself, and comes back to Ram's quiver. That is Ram's arrow system. One particular arrow that Agastya gave Ram. The arrow was drilling through Vali's chest. And Vali, he was holding on to that arrow because he wanted to know who shot that arrow. In those days, Kshatriyas write their names on the arrow. Why they write their names? So that the person who is dying knows who has killed him. Otherwise, he'll die in suspense, System they should know, they deserve to know who killed them. Yeah? So Vali pulled out that arrow to find out who killed him. And that's when he read the name Ram. The moment he read the name Ram, he understood he's finished. And he let the arrow go. The arrow went through Vali's chest, entered, left the other side, went to the closest ocean, washed itself, came back to Lord Ram. Vali, the moment the arrow entered into his body, he was a completely transformed person. Usually, when we chant the holy names of the Lord's holy name enters our ears, and then if we are really very, very attentive, then it enters into our heart. Vali is the only person in whose heart the holy name entered directly. Name of Ram entered directly into his heart, And because the name of Ram entered directly into the heart of Vali, he was completely purified. All his anarthas were gone. All his pride was gone. All his misgivings were gone. And all his sins were gone. Simply because the holy name of Lord Ram entered into his heart. It is explained, between Vali and Sugriva, who is more fortunate? Technically, Sugriva is more fortunate because Sugriva got to be Ram's brother. He got to serve Lord Ram. He got to associate with Lord Ram. He got to be in the army of Lord Ram. But the Acharyas explained, actually Vali is more fortunate. Sugriva had to go through a lifetime of purification to perfect his life. Vali went through purification in 5 minutes, perfected his life. Sugriva had to cross the ocean of birth and death after a whole lifetime of effort. Vali crossed the ocean of birth and death instantly. So apparently it seems that Ram is unfair on Vali and fair on Sugriva, but actually he is more merciful to Vali. So the father is usually more merciful to the naughty child, right? So here in this particular story we find that Ram is so much more merciful to Vali. Apparently it seems that he killed Vali, but actually that is Ram's way of liberating Vali from all the misgivings and all the sins that he has done. So this little story that we just saw from the Ramayana is actually a little insight into the deeper aspects of the Ramayana. As we discussed, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, these literature are not just stories. They have so much of depth in them, there are so much of layers in them. So what we did today was just opened up a few layers in the Ramayana. Right, all? Be peaceful, okay? So we just opened up a few layers in the Ramayana, and you can already see how much depth is there in this one scripture, isn't it? And that is how powerful the scriptures are. And as I said, I only spoke one little part of the Ramayana. And if we discuss the entire Ramayana in totality, every bit of the Ramayana has this level of depth, and this level of insights, and these many layers in it. And that is how we must study the Ramayana, that is how we must study Mahabharata, that is how we must study the Bhagavatam. Because these scriptures are meant to be not just read, they're meant to be learned, studied, absorbed, and actually digested and made a part of your life. That's when these scriptures really start making sense to all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any quick questions, comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you again, Prabhu, for this amazing second session. My question to you was about Lord Ram being Maryada Purushottam, and this question always comes up on why did he intervene between two brothers fighting and kill Vali from behind with an arrow when he was fighting with his brother. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
In fact, I've done an entire 1 hour session on that. Only why Ram killed Vali. So I highly recommend you to get a hold of that session. You can find it on YouTube. But just to give you a simple understanding. So Vali did the exact same mistake that Ravan did. Vali kidnapped somebody else's wife. He kidnapped Sugriva's wife. Vali usurped Sugriva's throne, kingdom. And Vali, the worst sin according to Ram, is when somebody takes shelter of a leader and the leader kicks that person. That's the worst type of sin. Sugriva took shelter of Vali. He said he begged forgiveness, he took shelter. And yet Vali kicked him. That was, according to Ram, the greatest mistake. And if Ram forgave Vali, Ram should forgive Ravan also. That is the reason Ram had to kill Vali. Right? Because he did the same mistake, grave mistake that Vali did, that Ravan did. The second reason why he didn't kill Vali, multiple reasons are there. One reason is Vali, the difference between Vali and Ravan is that Ravan and Vali both are demons. But the only thing is that Vali had some culture in him. So if he saw Ram, there's a great chance that Vali would have fallen at Ram's feet and taken shelter of him. And if Vali had taken shelter of Ram, then he couldn't kill him. Then now he would be in Dharma Sankat. On one hand, he had to give shelter to somebody who's taken shelter of him. On the other hand, he had to also punish him. Which one would he do? He would be in a dilemma, so he didn't kill. And another reason is that if Ram came in front of Vali and fought against Vali, Vali could have thrown the entire Vanar army at Ram. And Ram would have to kill thousands of innocent Vanaras instead of killing one Vali who's the problem. All the Vanaras are not the problem, Vali is the problem. So kill Vali, why to kill thousands of innocent Vanaras? That's another reason Ram killed Vali from hiding. And another reason is that Vali had kidnapped Roma, right? So if Ram comes and attacks Vali and a fight begins, Vali would send Roma somewhere else. They are already searching for Sita, now they have to search for Roma also. So these are some of the reasons, and there are many others you can explore. Okay. Yes.
I forgot the demon's name, but when he was dead, how did he change the color of his blood?
These demons have the ability to, while they are dying, they can perform some magic in that. Just like Marich, when he was dying, he shouted in the voice of Ram, right? Like that, they can do a little magic in when they die. Yes.
How did when the white girl was coming out of the cave, how did they change to red? Magic. When the demons died, they just do magic.
Anything else? Any other questions? Yes. How Sugriva is son of Suryadev? There's a big story.
I never heard that.
There's a big story behind that. It's a very funny and very strange story. I'll tell that quickly. Anyway, I think Okay, so there was a sage named Ugra Tapas. Okay, and the sage was performing tapasya, and um, the the sage, he did some small mistake. There were some thieves that were hiding in his ashram, and the king thought he is also among the thieves. So the king punished all the thieves and the sage as a thief. And the way that the king punished was he mounted the sage on a spike, on a spear. All the thieves died, but the sage never died. And the king realized that the sage is a very powerful person. I unnecessarily meddled with him. And eventually, the Zugra Tapas, he does some mistake because of which he gets cursed. That he would die by sunrise. And then at that point, his wife, her name is Shilavati, very powerful person. She cursed the sun not to rise. So the sun stopped rising. So it was like for a suspended period of time, there was no sunrise only. So suddenly the sun became off duty. So usually the Suryadev and his chariot driver Aruna, they don't get a break on. So we can take Sunday break, right? The sun cannot take a Sunday break. Suddenly Surya and Aruna had a break. And Aruna told Surya, please, today I have a break. I don't know when this opportunity will ever come back again. Can I go and enjoy and come back? Surya said, do whatever you want, but come back when the time for the rise comes. So Aruna, he ran away from there. He disguised himself as a woman because he wanted to enter the heaven and have some fun, enjoy like the heavens. But in the heaven, there was no entry to any person who didn't have access. So Aruna couldn't enter the heavens. And the only way he could enter was if he had become a woman. So Aruna became Aruni and entered into the heaven. And when he became Aruni and he entered into the heaven, he was enjoying the party. Indra saw him. And Indra really liked him. And he said, I want to marry you. And somehow, in the heavens, it's all quite fast. Very quickly, Aruni, this woman, she had a baby, who's Indra's baby essentially. And Aruni said, I can't handle this baby, you only take. She gave it to Indra only and went. And then by the time the Shilavati had sorted this issue, Anusuya helped get the curse sorted with Shilavati, and then the sun was supposed to rise again. And Aruni, he realized my duty is starting. He ran and jumped back on his chariot, and the chariot was supposed to start. Surya asked him, what did you do? He said, I was in the heavens, I had some fun. He didn't tell the whole story. But eventually Surya said, how did you get in the heaven? You're not allowed there. And then he had to tell, I became Aruni. And then Surya said, I want to see the form of Aruni. And then he had no option but to become Aruni. And through Aruni, Surya got another child. And Aruni gave the baby back to Surya and said, you only take care of this baby. Now there were these two babies in heaven, which were like really, they didn't know what to do with them. They gave both babies to Riksharaj, who was a Vanar king. And that's how Vali and Surya became Vanaras. And they were also sons of Surya and Indra. That's the backstory. In scandalous Bollywood type. Yes.
Isn't it that when Rama is supposed to appear, he said that some of the demigods must be
That's also there.
Vanaras,
Yeah.
Vanaras.
That's also there. That's also there. I mean, both the stories are there. Yes.
When we see Ramayana, there are different versions of Ramayana. So how do we know that which ones are
and which ones are non-authentic? Is there any
Now, essentially, anything that is in philosophical alignment with Valmiki Ramayana is authentic. That's the benchmark. So, if any story, any Ramayana version, you see it is in alignment with Valmiki's philosophy, then you can accept it as true. As simple as that. Anything else? Any questions? Comments? Yes.
Prabhuji, you mentioned about studying scriptures in the end means not just reading, but trying to absorb ourselves. To kindly give some insights or tips on how to absorb.
So So essentially, there are two types of reading. One is reading the words that are written. The second is reading the spirit in which the words are written. So when we study the scriptures, we not only study the words, but we also study the spirit behind those words. So many times, it's called reading between lines, right? So we are reading lines, but actually between lines there is a lot of deeper insights that are not written down. These are unwritten realizations, right? So when you hear from great devotees who have actually read and digested, then suddenly you start getting access to those realizations. And when you hear it, you say, "Oh, I read this, but it didn't strike me," right? The reason it didn't strike me is because somewhere I'm just doing a superficial reading. Right? So the way I understand at least is that one is not doing superficial reading, but to actually go a deeper analysis with our own intelligence and ability. Second is hearing from devotees who already done that kind of analysis, and that will help you understand. Third is serving the spiritual master and serving the devotees. And when you serve them and they bless you, you develop realization to understand the scriptures. So these are three things that are part of developing the deeper insights. Yes.
Thank you, Shubha. Thank you so much for the lecture. Like how seamless it was from showing the lessons, going back into service. We discussed how we show our weakness, we show to our spiritual master, and drop any descents, and we're honest about where we are. In which other circumstances do we show these weaknesses?
Yeah. The most important thing is that you should show the weakness in front of somebody that won't judge you and that won't take advantage of you. Right? So, because there are so many people that will use that weakness against you. So, only when you are confident that this person will not use the weakness against you, that's when you should open up. And second is, you open up when you actually need that help. So, you don't have to open up all the time. There will be moments in life where you are really struggling and you are really not able to find a solution yourself. So you don't have to open up all the time. Only when you come across those moments which are practically very little in your life, it won't come every second day. That's when you take shelter and open up and admit your weakness, share your weaknesses. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Very, very grateful to all of you all for your patient listening. These are all books that I have written in the recent past. Many, of course, if you like whatever I spoke today, every one of these books have the exact same depth in which I spoke in them, in terms of the story, in terms of the presentation, in terms of the lessons that I have read. I would highly recommend all of you to come and explore these books, get an entire set of these books for your library, and each one of these books I can promise you are worth reading and worth preserving in your homes. So please come and explore these books and take as many of them as possible. We only have one set for display here, but if you place an order in a week's time, you'll get your copies for you. And prabhuji is going to take down the orders, and he will guide you on how to get the books and all of that. So please feel free to come, explore the books and go through the books and pick up whichever you are inspired by. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.